It's a little bit of everything. It's not a problem. It depends on the night. You know, you look at against Dallas and some of the decisions we made against Dallas. You know, against Memphis, we struggled to score, and so it's not one thing or another. You know, and I think part of earlier on was you know, being healthy was certainly part of it, but I don't know if there's necessarily a common theme.
Barry, regarding the fourth quarter issues, how do you attack that behind the scenes or at practice, or what ways do you
address it? I mean, you against, you know, the two most recent ones are Dallas and last night. Now, you tend to forget the fact that we played a good fourth quarter against Houston and won a very difficult game on the road. So you address it, you look at the reasons behind whatever it was that particular game, you learn from it, and you go to the next game.
It's more film review rather than going through stuff on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's, look, practice time, on-court practice time is pretty specific. I think it's hard to replicate fourth quarter things, but we have a smart team, and like I said, I don't think you ignore it. I don't think you just brush it off. You have to learn from it.
Obviously, Damian's success in the fourth quarter has been well established. Is there a tendency to maybe depend on him too much in those situations, not necessarily as a coach, but as a team?
Well, yeah, and you know, you take the Memphis game without LA in the game. Yeah, you're going to tend to rely on Damian a little bit more. I think Dallas was a different situation. It wasn't the fact that, you know, with an 11-point lead with 2 or 3 minutes to go. That's a different situation. We weren't having trouble scoring. It wasn't about relying on one person or another. So, again, I don't want to paint a broad picture of why we lose one game here, one game there. I think each game has its own issues.
As you learn more about what Aaron's learning the system, how much are you learning about him, giving you ideas for other options or things you might be able to tweak down the stretch?
No, I think you know, I have a good feel for what Aaron can do, particularly at the offensive end, and how to incorporate him in our offense. And I don't think that should be that difficult. He's, you know, he moves well without the ball. He gets out in transition. He can post up a little bit. He can come off screens and shoot. He can spot up on the weak side. So there are a lot of things that within the framework of what we do that I think will work for him.
Spurs have lost 3 in a row. It doesn't happen all the time, but they play some good teams, obviously. But what's your take on how they're playing right now?
You know, they play the same way. Whether you watch them now or a month ago, what they have done over the years, they've established a style of play. They have an identity. They don't change how they play. They execute very well. They're very unselfish. You know, they've played 3 good games, as you mentioned. You know, Utah is playing well now, and you know, I expect them to come in. And the one thing about San Antonio is that they always give a very good effort, and they always play together.